Hello, welcome back to this channel. I'm continuing my series on getting into development work, as we know it in Nigeria, non-governmental organization NGO. Yeah, in the first tip I made, I talked about how I moved from public sector electricity industry, precisely NEPA, we call it NEPA then, National Electric Power Authority, to NGO work, my first work in Action Aid, how I was able to get it. And I did mention that in the first time I applied, I didn't get even invitation for an interview. I applied for a position that's not really what I have left, or I desire, I feel I'm good for, or I wanted. But because I felt if I can just get in right there, I can be applying for other ones. But I was not even invited, as a front desk. Then when another opportunity came about, I applied for something more program, which because I that is actually where I fit in. I applied for that and I was able to get in, and I state a lot about what happened, how I was able to make it from the public sector to be able to get into development work at that stage. So please go back and search for that video and look at it again and get the background of where, because now I'll be jumping on a lot of things from what I said in that one. I'll be moving to something very important that I didn't talk about in that, because I'm sure that some person may have actually said, okay, I've studied about this NGO, yet I applied and they didn't take me. Yes, they didn't take you, or maybe they will not even take you because they will need most organizations are looking for minimum of 3 years work experiences before they can get in. So how do I get these 3 years experiences to be able to qualify? That is what I'll be talking about. What is very key for me that I didn't tell you in that tip was the volunteering aspect. Yeah, while I was working in the public sector in the electricity industry, precisely, I was doing a lot of volunteering work. One was through my church, my family worship center where I worship. Where my group, I will always have some volunteering charity work we do, even though as a church we sometimes we do environmental sanitation, we do some corporate social activity, responsibility activities like that. We help do some community services, volunteer. So I kind of like those kind of things that make me to help people to solve the problem in society and things like that. And also I mentioned earlier that I was in the Nigerian Labour Congress. I was a trade union leader, and in trade unionism it's a whole lot of activism. I was an activist in the trade union. So for you may not be in that field, or without have the opportunity in the labor union, or maybe to be a union leader. I'm not saying that you must be an activist before you can get into NGO work, no. But what is important that you understand that there must be some level of social services that you have been able to get some experiences around. You can get this experience through volunteering. But first, when you have already studied about the NGO, you have already look at yourself and this is what I'm good at. For instance, I'm somebody that's very analytical in the way I reason things, the way I see things differently. When others look at something, I see another dimension of that, and that means that there's something about you that has analytical potentials, So in order to be able to find a way to grow in that, you can pick up an interest, or either as a course, to develop sharpen your skill more in terms of analysis, to be able to have a more organized way of channeling that skill, that potential that you have, build skills, develop your skills, get some skills. Also through volunteering, there are some organizations, a lot of them out there, that are looking for volunteers that will do things, to volunteer to join, render some services, social services for free, that you don't have to think about money, because the most important aspect now is that you want to get some experiences, you want to know how things are done, you want to prepare yourself for tomorrow. So the focus is not actually about making money at first. And as you are learning the skills, you are volunteering, getting more experience, you are preparing for tomorrow, you are taking down all that you are doing, you are capturing them in your CVs, things you do. A lot of them might not be paid assignment, they may be free, but capture them there. Like for me, one of the things I did as volunteer was I noticed I was helping a lot of non-governmental organizations, organization then in town, in one way or the other in writing up some things, writing up some documents, strategies. I will read up about strategy, I'll read up about some things, and I will use the experience I gained reading online and to be able to help them to develop some things. So I was already showing interest in that area and I was looking for an opportunity to come. So it's very important that you take your free time as you learn about the sector of interest. If it's health, like I said earlier, the whole NGO work is about solving problem. You must have looked at the problem of, for instance, Nigeria, our country. What are the problems in Nigeria? There are numerous. You can look at them. Look at health. We have health. You have education. We have environment. We have infrastructure. We have energy. We have governance. We have a whole lot of them. Health, you also have nutrition, you have the issue of children, you have a lot of other cost-cutting things, you have the issue of children, issue of social exclusion, and a lot of things, a lot of injustice that happen around. They should be able to get to your nerves. What are the things that you don't like? That is where to start. When you look at the things you don't like in the society, the things that really get to you, and the thing that you can't just tolerate, that you see around you. You think of what can be done, what kind of input can I bring in to help in solving these problems and addressing them. That way you are channeling, you identify the areas where you have passion, where you can do something, whether you are paid for it or not paid, so that money will not be your motivating factor. Money will not be a driving force that will decide what work you pick up or what will not pick up. You go for the highest pay. I don't really let money does not decide the job I pick in. I always go for jobs that have interest, that have passion for, that I can give in my best, that I can also learn more from, and sharpen my skill. Because in the more you put in your skill, the more you learn, the more you get better and prepare for another one tomorrow. So that is it. You have to volunteer first. Forget about making money. I think first learn. And also when you get people who are doing well in the sector, try to reach out to them and let them mentor you, let them guide you, and take up some challenges, and don't take offense, because sometimes the person that will be your mentor or your coach might be so hard and tough. Like I was once mentored by someone that was so rude, so arrogant, but because I was learning a lot of things from him, I just tolerated a lot of things. Sometimes he shout and do. I told myself, me, I know what I'm looking out for. That's your own thing. Shout all you want, call me all you want. I'll just be learning. And when I finished learning, I flew. I learned, and I've been able to do a lot from what I've learned from that. By the way, I'll be talking about myself, myself. When I'm talking about myself, I mean my profile, what I've been able to achieve. Like I said earlier, I've been working for the past 28 plus of my life, almost 29 years of my life. I've been working since I left secondary school. I've been working in the development sector. I've been in the development sector for 17 years. And while working, I had my degree when I started in the private sector. I moved to public sector. I have my first degree in economics, and I also had a diploma in banking and finance. I was schooling, working at the same time, running two academic courses at the same time. So I'm already used to that. But in my first degree, I was in first degree doing diploma at the same time, banking and finance diploma and BSc economics. And when I was also working. I was also a labor union leader then. At the same time, also serving in my local church as a leader in church. So all of these things that also contributed to what made me who I am today. And I pride my 17 years in development work as a very, successful one, because a lot of things I've been able to bring to bear that have helped me, and also people have helped, and government systems have helped to fix, and policies have helped to develop, and development plans have helped to develop. Policies like investment policies of some state have been able to help, and a lot of capacities are built, and see people have trained from the scratch, being able to deliver and function in government, both at state and local government level. So that pride me a lot. So in my next tip, I'll be talking specifically about governance, which is my area, and from there I'll talk about gender. I'll be also talking about local governance and governance body and local governance, because I extensively also worked on local governance, where I supported to strengthen the capacity of local government to deliver function. So thank you, and I hope you've learned something from this tip. And watch out for the next tip where I will continue from what we're talking about. How do you volunteer and others? How you specifically move, make your turn as you get your crossroad in your career work. God bless you.